Hey traders, Raghee here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the pit bull low and some of the weakness that we're seeing in the markets as we have, well, let's just call them political shenanigans that are ensuing. Do I think that we're going to be done with these as of tomorrow? Well, there's an interesting pit bull low phenomena that we could see going into the second Thursday, Friday of the month. Sometimes it starts up as early as Wednesday, but I won't be surprised to see a little bit more weakness in terms of the market. And therefore, what we really want to do going into tomorrow is not just look at the broader averages, meaning the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow, the Russell. We want to look at whether or not they have proximity to the wave. You can see the NASDAQ would definitely be on the list, right, for that potential pit bull low. And then we want to think about, well, now for those of you that are fans of trading some of the sectors and the individual stocks, the NASDAQ looks really good. I mean, it looks excellent. So I would keep an eye on that. XLK, XLC, XLY specifically. So if we have this lower low that gets put in, our pit bull low tomorrow, it's also hopefully going to be the end of all these political shenanigans that are happening in terms of the electoral vote. I mean, this is fairly unprecedented, right, gang? So let's not get caught up in the politics of it, but understand the volatility of it. And I would keep an eye on the NAS. That's where I'm very interested. Now, you'll notice that the Dow has been quite strong, and I could take a look at transports. And I can also take a look at the industrials, the XLI. When I take a look at both of them, they're both a little shaky. So I would say that rather than going with the transports or the XLI, let's take a look at healthcare, which actually I like better. Maybe a pullback in healthcare. And it doesn't have to be this week, gang. I'm really thinking about going forward, what kind of opportunities can we continue to see. Again, we could see a lot of volatility as the markets are digesting what's happening for yesterday going into today, and hopefully concluding tomorrow. Last thing I want to mention, gang, is I've been getting a lot of questions about gold, and for right now, I'm going to say keep an eye on silver for pullbacks. Keep an eye on crude oil for potential pullbacks. And I like those commodities at the moment better. I would also recommend keep an eye on Australian dollar for pullbacks. So now you've got a pretty good look widely at where I am focused for potential entries. Does that mean they're going to happen tomorrow? No, but let's get our watch list solid. That way when different events, whether that be currently the politically charged events or maybe even mid-month, when we get this seasonal move middle to late January, we're focused on the right things, okay? So let's not have such a small time frame or time horizon where, you know, what's going to happen tomorrow is first and foremost on our list. Let's think a little further down the road. For those of you that ride motorcycles, you might get this analogy. New riders tend to ride their front wheel, right? They're just looking just in front of their front wheel. But the more comfortable you get when you're taught how to ride right, you start picking your head up and you look through a turn. You look down the road, right? So that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, because we could have a very interesting but full of opportunity January ahead. So that's what we'll continue to look at in these videos for the remainder of this week and next. See you in the next update.